Hey everybody, how you doing this week? Hope you're having a wonderful week. I'm having a pretty good one. Yeah, I've been getting around doing a few things here and there. Today though, I'm working on the 750 project bike and I'm not sure exactly what I want to do today. Do I just want to change the oil filter and the air filter? Or do I want to start actually getting the carbs on, the tank, the petcock? Oh, by the way, the petcock. I moved the tank just on the other side of the bike. You might be able to see it down there. There's like a blue blanket. And when I was moving the tank, something was rattling around in the tank. It's like, well, what the hell is that? So I sat there and I shook it and stuff like that. And I got what was rattling down to the petcock hole. And what it was the filter for the reserve setting. So yeah, somehow that had come off and was just rolling around in the tank. So how I did that, I have no idea. But at least now I've got a filter on my reserve setting. So that's kind of nice because I mean, they must have known that it was not on because the fuel line that they used had inline fuel filters. And now I don't need to have those on there. Man, those crows are loud. So this is going to be a couple of videos, I think. All right, well, let's go and do something. Just don't know what yet. All right, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get the carburetor, the tank, petcock, and all that put back on today. One of the things I want to show you, though, is that on the little collars that they provide, there is a front and a rear. And the way you find it is that on the collar, all right, maybe it's focused, but there's a little F right there. Hoping you guys can see that. Can't tell if the camera focused on it or not, but it's actually underneath the band. And that band actually goes up against the housing. And I think from my previous video, I was talking about that little notch right there. All right. And I was telling you how to line it up with this little thing that looked like it was pressed into the casing. And I don't think that was right. Let me show you what I think it really is. So before I was telling you that it goes with this little line. I don't know if you can see it here or not, but it's not. It's actually this little raised area right here. That little spot right there on the casing is not it. I think you're supposed to line it up with that right there. I did read a little bit on the instructions on how to put these carbs in. And you put the collars on first, get them lined up to where they're supposed to be. And then you're supposed to tighten down the collar onto the engine itself. I'm going to line up my rear one now. You know, I was kind of right in that little line on the head, because that little line actually points to that little raised area. All right, hopefully I got that in the right spot to where it's not going to interfere with the linkage between the two carburetors. As you can see too, I got new gas hoses and they're very stiff and very firm. Oh, and did I tell you I found out where this goes to? It actually hooks up to the back side of the air filter cover. I'll show you that in a bit. So, all right, it's getting there. Just takes a little time finagling. But before I go any further, let's see if I can get these cables on. All right, so I believe this one here goes into there. That goes into there, so it's sticking out. Okay, and then you see that little hole right there? That's where I gotta set that in. Darn it. All right. So I got it on there. Hopefully you got to see it because I wasn't watching the screen. But I got the little peg in there. The wire goes through that little opening right there. Yeah, it just comes back over here. And then it will get pushed up into there. There, just like that. And then you tighten down that bolt there. And then this one I'll put on, and it goes right here, same thing. It goes in that little hole. The cable feeds through that little opening and then sits there. All right, but let's get the carburetor pushed the rest of the way in. It's not that easy because all that stuff is in the way. I got those boots on, and that's in the way. All right, this is going to take a while, guys. This is not an easy project, and those that say that it's easy, they're lying. Everything is so tight and packed in there that it just takes a while. I've seen people that will like leave the boots off, and then once they get the carb in, then they try to put the boots on. And I really don't think that that's any better of an idea than what I'm trying to do now. So I'm just going to keep on working on it, and I'll let you know when I got it done, okay? Okay, after a lot of cursing and swearing and other things of that nature, I finally got the carburetor in. So I'm just going around putting on vacuum hoses and other items like that. I wanted to show you, remember I had that one hose coming off the top, and it looked like it was some sort of a vent hose or something like that. And it's this one right here. And basically what it does, interesting. Just looked in there and saw there might be some mouse damage in there. I don't think it really affects the run of the bike. But anyway, this hose here actually goes into this little slot right here. So that's all it does. So I can actually put this on. I've got the fun of trying to get everything else together. I tell you, sometimes they manufacture things harder than they should be. All right, where'd that other bolt go? There it is. All right, I'm not gonna screw it on too hard because, well, I'm probably gonna have to take it off again at some point. Let's see if I can get you in here and actually show you a few things. Maybe, maybe not. Zoom you in. All right, so see that hole right there? That's where this tube goes. All right, and it should just push up into there, I'm hoping. Sorry if my hands are in the way. All right, I think I got it. You know what? Okay, so what I was doing is I was actually feeding the pipe over this radiator fluid line, the coolant line, the one that I accidentally took off in the last video, and I didn't like the way it was running. So I'm gonna push it underneath and hopefully get it a little bit better. Oh yeah, that's definitely better. All right, so I got the throttle cables all connected, and I got this vent hose all connected. I got the, actually I think that's a vacuum hose. I got a vent hose that goes from here onto the top of the carburetor connected. I need the larger breather hose for this side, so I gotta figure out where I put that one. Okay, so I figured out which breather hose I needed. All right, now I gotta take, sorry, you guys just really aren't seeing much today, are you? But I just gotta try to push this up into this big hole. And then once that gets in, then I can get that attached to the carburetor. All right, I think I finally got that breather tube on, and I hope you guys can still hear me. I got a little icon saying my battery for my microphone's going dead. So I don't know if you're actually hearing me or not. All right, so I think I got this side done. Got the air intake on. Got the vent running into the air filter. Sorry, I had a squirrel running across the roof. This is a vacuum hose, and I got that hooked up. Got my throttle cables hooked up, which I may have to play with a little bit because they don't pull back all the way, so I may have to play with that just a little bit. But I'll worry about that later. Right now I'm just trying to finish this carburetor. So let's go on the other side. We got another air intake to put on. I got to put on the choke cable, and yeah, that's pretty much it. All right, let's go to the other side. This carburetor is just so damn hard. I found, push this in. Get your strap on. That didn't sound right, did it? Then get the hose on the carburetor first, and then go through and push in the top part into the air box. So I think I got it all back together now. I had gotten that other air intake on the other side done, so then I started doing this one. Got it all the way on. Then I was like, oh crap. I still got to put on the choke cable. So I had to rip this all the way back out again, hook up the choke cable, and then put that back on. I cannot remember for the life of me if there was, yeah, there is. There is a mount for the choke cable too. I think it just slides under there and kind of hooks into place. Oh, come on. I also, I did something with this black pipe right here. It's a coolant line, but now every time it moves just a little bit, I get coolant that's dripping all the way down. So I don't know if there's a seal in there I can replace or not. There we go. All right, so that's in its spot. So I got the choke cable in the right spot now. And the cable does move. So I'm good on that. Okay. I think I'm going to be done for the day. My arms are killing me. My hands are hurting. Oh, that was a pain in the ass. And I hope I got it all right because I really don't want to take it back out again. I did not record a whole lot of me trying to get that carburetor in. And I fought with it for a long time, going by how the owner's manual, the service manual, says to do it. And that is to put the mounting rubber grommets in place. You know, I can't remember what they call them. I think they just call them mounting rings, I think is what they call them. And they say to put those on the engine first, and then you slide your carburetor in and hook it all up. Well, you don't just slide it in, okay? So I ended up taking it all out, taking those mounting rings off, putting the carburetor in that way, and then putting the mounting rings in. And I really think that was probably the easier way to do it. I didn't think it would be, but I think it is. So I'll continue the video, but I'm just gonna do it on another day. I don't think I'm gonna do it anymore today. So next time you see me, we'll put the petcock on the tank and get that on the bike. All right, see you on another day. Okay guys, for this video, and I'm also going to record this for my regular YouTube followers. I'm sure you guys are interested in this because this is kind of the situation that I had with the 1600, which is right here. And that is the gas tank had a leak. Now this one does not have a leak. But what I want to do is I want to go through and I want to put the Red-Kote in the tank just to prevent it from rusting. I've looked in the tank, it's not bad, okay? But I've noticed that like down here where the seam is, there's some rust there. I saw some bands of rust up here a little higher. So what I want to do is I want to take out the rust, remove that before I actually put the red seal in. And the way you do that is by soaking it in just plain white distilled vinegar. So what I need to do, I need to take off a few things, and then I'm going to tape off. So my petcock is already off. We already know that because, well, I've been working on it. But I need to take the fuel level sensor off. And to get this off, I just need to pop that off. Alright, so I went and grabbed my 1/4 inch drives here. I'm going to say that those are 8s. Yep, those are 8s. Alright, so there's my 4 bolts. And these actually look in good shape. They're not rusted out or anything like that, so I'm not going to put them in any vinegar. Now, this black seal doesn't really fit through that very well. I mean, I could force it if I wanted to, but it'll be easier if I just leave it attached, and that way I don't have to really do anything else with the tank. Okay, but now what I want to do, one, I want to take a little cloth, just kind of clean up around the areas of the fuel gauge and the petcock. I'm not washing it. This is just a dry rag just to get off dust and cobwebs and crap like that. Alright, but then what I need, there it is. I need tape, duct tape. This is actually Gorilla Tape, but same thing. And what I want to do is I need to tape off those big openings. That way the vinegar doesn't come pouring out. Tape up the screw holes and the actual main holes for whatever instrument was in there. Alright, now on mine it looks like I can get away with one piece of tape to cover the whole thing. If your system's different and bigger holes and bigger area, you might have to double up the tape a little bit and overlap it. But I think I'm going to be good. I just want to make sure it's pressed down and in good contact with everything. So that's that. And the other thing I want to do too is I want to take off the actual fill cap, gas cap, whatever you want to call it. It's more for, the reason to take off the gas cap is more for the actual Red-Kote. That way it's not in the way or anything like that when we go to pour the Red-Kote in. Okay, so there we go. I might take a little nylon brush after I get the vinegar portion done and just kind of scrub around here. Okay, so now what I want to do, I got a bin here, plastic bin, that is bigger than my fuel tank, so I can set the tank in here. Man, that's a nice fit actually. That way, if the tape does start to leak, the vinegar stays within the bin, it doesn't just flow all over my floor or anything like that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to actually fill the tank up completely full up to the top of the neck, and we'll just let it sit here probably for, I mean, it kind of depends on how much rust you have going on in your tank. If you look in there and your tank is just covered in rust, you'll probably have to let it sit for a couple of days. All right, I don't have that much, but I don't like the stuff around the bottom. And so I'm going to really let this have time to work. It's not going to do anything to the metal itself. So yeah, I'm just going to let it get in there, do its thing. I will probably let it sit for a couple of days. All right, let's get it poured in. I could use a funnel if I needed to, but I don't think I need to. The 750 gas tank is 3.5 gallons. Actually, it's a little bit more than 3.5 gallons. So that's how much vinegar I have, is 3.5 gallons. All right, now this little half gallon of vinegar that I have, we use it to de-lime stuff. Well, I've kind of repurposed it as a rust remover, so it's already been used. So it's going to come out a little red. All right, that's pretty full. That is like right there. Okay, now what I could do, and I might, just for evaporation purposes, I will take another piece of tape and put it over the whole of the tank here. right. So there's that. Now when I go to do the Red-Kote, I'm also going to tape over those. So just for demonstration purposes, I will. I mean, I could just put the screws back in and keep those covered that way. Now this here is actually a breather tube, which is down here. The line actually runs up, and it gives the tank a little bit of air as it's drawing it out, but I want to just make sure that nothing comes out. So okay, so there we go. We got the tank all set and ready to go. Sorry if I'm so bright. I got the garage door open for light in here instead of having the overhead lights on. And now I'm just going to leave this sit in here for a couple of days. Just let that vinegar do its thing. You don't have to come out here. You don't have to shake it around or anything like that. Just leave it alone. Right? 2 days. Okay guys, so I think I'm going to actually end the video here. I think the video will be long enough between installing the carb on the 750 and now this. So I'll actually add the Red-Kote in a couple of days. That'll be a different video. I'll do the Red-Kote, and then probably I may even get the tank mounted up on the bike. So we'll just see how it goes. But I think that's going to be it for this video. So this is Mark saying thanks again for watching. I will see you on the road.